Hello and welcome to this week's Thriving in Business with me, Kirsty Waite. And today I have a very special guest joining me. And today I'm joined by the lovely Fari. So come and spend some time with me and Fari chatting, and we're going to come and share some business tips, some inspiration, and just we're going to have a general business chat all about creating a profitable business with intention and a business that we love. So Fari, welcome along and thank you so much for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
And Fari, for anyone that hasn't come across the wonderful Fari, is a spiritual health coach. So she supports her clients from a very holistic perspective and she transforms their life. And she's known as Fari Transformation on LinkedIn if you want to go and check her out. Fari, for those that aren't aware of your wonderful work, do you just want to briefly explain what it is that you do with your clients?
Gladly. Well, I have been a fitness trainer and a coach for the last 30 years here in Los Angeles, and working with everybody, all those people that they're very, very affluent. They're very difficult to kind of bring them down and say, let's sit and chit chat and let's work out, not just with your muscles, with your head and brain and heart, all that together. And throughout being a trainer for all these years, it just opens up the door that they want to talk to you more extensively. You know, when you go, I always say, when you're going to have your hair cut done and your nails done, you always say, ask the person, well, so how's it going? But you see them once a 6 weeks, once a 2 months. But now these people come and see me 2-3 times a week. So these conversation comes out more, and somehow I don't know why, but people wanted to always like to talk to me and chit chat with me, and I don't know why my advice mattered to them. And I always realized that afterwards. I realized that it's because I am the most unfiltered, unedited person, and I never say that to please anybody. I say it because I saw it. If they ask my opinion, you know, and that turned out to be a coaching without me even going for the coaching until much later. I think it was 2015 that I decided, oh, I have to do something about this and learn. So I went and did this short 100 hours of coaching with Tony Robbins and Matt Ennis, and that was in 2016 that I got it. And the minute they see that up there, then more people come and talk to you. But it wasn't just the talk, it's a matter of how do you engage anyone from different religious background, or not even religion. It can be an atheist, and it can be someone doesn't know, agnostic. How do you get them all to come and listen to you and want to learn from themselves and all of that? So I've always been with my prayers. I've always been, some people call it universe, some people call it whatever, and I call it my God, and I've always been with my God, and I've always believed in it, and my God is nothing but me, my heart, my inside, my truth.
Yeah. And so coach and see just very naturally transformed for you, doesn't it, by the sounds of it? Of you went from working on the bodies, but you're absolutely right, like when you're working out with someone 3 times a week, you get really close and they get to trust you. And especially your approach, because you are just so full of love and kindness, and whilst you're incredibly honest, it comes from a place of love and positive intention. And I can totally see why people get addicted to wanting to spend time with you.
I love you.
So you have the most wonderful story to how you even got here. So do you want to share a little bit of snippet about you and how that you ended up being the coach, and a little bit about your journey?
Sure. I always say I really didn't choose coaching. Coaching picked me up. Coaching is not a job for me. Coaching is a calling, and I never knew even coaching existed. I just talk to people, you know, and sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. It just bothers them, and when they started talking to me, I just said, yeah, we talk, but it was all the time alongside coaching and training. And for 30 years, I've never stopped telling people what to do, because they asked me, not that I just volunteered. And coaching isn't really telling them what to do. It's just that to say, okay, look at you, 1, to B, you tell me what is it you want to do, where do you want to go, and let's talk about that. So it's not a therapy. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor in any form or fashion. And actually, until the pandemic kicked in and the gym got closed, and I had my office in the middle of this gym here in the Marina del Rey, California. And few of my clients went absolutely crazy, and they wanted to come in and they wanted to see me, and we were working out. And one of them, 3 months later, I was training her 7 days a week. 7 days a week, I had 3 people there, I trained them. And it wasn't just because I was training them, because all we did, we went outside and walked. It wasn't much of a training to do, but it was that presence of each other that it was soothing for them. It was the conversations that it was so inviting for them. And one day I was walking towards my client and I said, God, what is it? What is it in me that this woman wants to see me 7 days a week? And I thought, what's wrong with her? Really, what's wrong with her? And she's not crazy. As a matter of fact, she is a successful psychologist for the last 3 years. And then when she said, I need you to coach me, I need you to just be in my life, I need that part of the time that we just spend on coaching, and this was the approach that I got from people. And I thought,
and was that the trigger to say, okay, I'm going to leave the fitness behind and go full on coaching? Or
this was a little bit before. It was 2019 that at that time, my hubby and I, we wanted to go to Europe, which we did. And as we were coming back, and I just said, you know what, Lord, I need a shift. I need a transition. I need step higher. And I just said, I've been a fitness coach and a fitness trainer for 30 years, but I want something better. And I needed to be, I will always be involved physically. I will always teach about breathing, yoga, walking, swimming, whatever that there is. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. So I just stopped teaching how to kick. How to punch, because I just turned 65 and everything. There's a limit to everything. So I don't need to go there anymore. But I just thought it's a lot more into fitness. It's, so I thought I would want to do that, but I do not want to be the fitness trainer / the health coach. I want to be the health coach, wellness coach, and perhaps fitness comes alongside sometimes.
And how amazing that your clients get to have that whole wealth of knowledge from 30 years, as well as the spiritual health coach work that you do. You also have that background and knowledge in fitness, so you can help them completely holistically.
Absolutely, which is a blessing. And to become that solid health coach, I thought I was going to be a life coach, and I've had many mentors, very, very many coaches. But the latest one that I had, it was about 2 months ago, and he goes, "No, you've worked in fitness for 30 years. You're not working just the muscles. You work from the heart muscle. You're so into spirituality." And he kept on saying, bringing it into life for me. He goes, "Fari, you don't just tell people go from A to B, but you're talking the godly walk. You're talking that loving walk. You're talking that thing in a sense, because you are that spiritual health coach." And I thought, I guess I am. And I wasn't gonna. I was probably too humble to want to allow myself to have that title, And I thought, you know what? You're right. You're right, because I wake up in the morning and I said, "Thank you, life. Good morning, life. Good morning, God. Please show me the way. Lord, give me the gift of what I have to go through today, and how am I going to be a blessing to somebody else's world? Lead me the way." And it's not, "Oh, I'm going to do this to this one. I'm going to say that." No, I'm just saying I surrender.
And I think what's important as well is because spirituality means something different to different people, isn't it? And I know from experience of just knowing you that your clients aren't necessarily all religious or all just spiritual. It is literally, when you talk about a spiritual being, you're talking about the existence of spirituality and everything holistically. You're not talking about purely religion here when you say that, are you?
I don't even know how to talk about religion because I'm not a religious person, and I don't want to come from a religion or a religious background. I want to come from the godly background. I want to come from the love background. Love, LOVE is what I breathe on, what I teach, what I demonstrate, what I walk on, and what I give as my offering, you know. And if you have love, you can have everything else. If you don't have love, you can sit and pray all day long to whatever your religion is. If there is no love involved, there is nothing involved. You've wasted your time. So I don't really want to have much to do with religion. Everybody has a choice of their own. That's their choice. My thing, let's talk love. And I just did that yesterday with my client who's super, super powerful financially. He's got zillions of people working under him. And we were just walking for about like 5 minutes. We had the massive rain here. And it was like the little break. And we were walking. And as he was like listening to me, this guy was 38 years old when he joined me. And we were kickboxing with him like crazy. And today he is now 56 years old. And we're still working. And he just said to me, he goes, I will mention the religion that he has, but he comes from a very strong religion that is in their home. And he said he looks forward to see me and talk to me because it's not religion. From love. And he's a gigantic guy. He's like, what is he, 6'3", and he's like 220 pounds weight. He's a big, handsome, beautiful man. You know, and then when we were talking together, and he was just saying, "What is it that he gets from me, but he doesn't get it from somewhere else?" And I said, "He's not getting it from me; he's getting it from himself." But when it comes to me, he feels comfortable enough after that many years that he drops his God and he allows his own love to come out and manifest. Nothing to do with the religion. It's his own being that starts blossoming when he comes with me.
And creating that safe space for our clients is so important. And from what you teach and what you coach on, it's so important because you talk about really deep personal issues that you need to have that trusted space. So I can totally see why once someone's come into that, why they want to keep going back to that for sure. And if you look, because obviously with my business and what I talk about, it's all about fulfillment and alignment. And so when you kind of look at what you're doing now versus what you were doing in the past, how much more fulfilled and aligned do you feel by doing your spiritual health coaching?
You know, when it was in my 40s and 50s, I was like feeling I was my job. I was that fitness trainer. I was having such a blast in it, doing it, because I never did fitness alone, ever. I mean, when I'm putting people on plank and they're just gasping for air, and I'm saying, don't you dare to put your knees down, and they're doing it. I'm on top of them with a belt around their hips, and I pull their hip up and say, don't go down to your knees. And at that point, I'm just saying, this is when you say thank you. Instead of them wanting to put their knees down, I did a reverse psychology and I took it back into their gratefulness. Tell me in this position, what is there for you that you can say thank you? How can you be a help and support to somebody else? Meanwhile, the guy's been on a plank for like 15 years. But this is the way that I could switch that. So I was being that, the core of me being a trainer, I was that trainer. But as we get, I don't like to say as we get older, so I said as we mature in life, and we keep on passing very many birthdays, and it got me to where I am now, 65. You just realize it's not just the fitness, it's more that I need to bring in alignment with people's head and heart and soul. So it would be, and that's where I am now. I always, as I said, I will always train and teach in yoga, in breathing, in walking, in
Mm.
swimming, you know. But I will always encourage them, if they want to go to weightlifting, okay, go ahead, do it, and come and give me a report. Whatever it is they want to do, you know,
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu, whatever, go fine, do it, but come and give me a report and tell me when you did it, what was in there for you to do it,
Yeah.
emotionally, spiritually, you know. So
Yeah.
this is, I am a lot more aligned. Like, this is absolutely my calling. That after 30 years of being a fitness trainer and a life coach, I am now a health and wellness coach,
Yeah.
and perhaps fitness. But I just posted last night, and I thought it was crazy on LinkedIn. And I have all this yogurt and aloe that I have the plant here, and I mix it and I put it on my face. And I was chopping vegetables and all that for the break, for the snack, or maybe some of it was preparation for lunch. And I just said, look, let people see that I walk
Yeah.
my talk. Not only I put it on my face and my skin
Yeah.
and all of that, not only I take care of my nails and whatever there is, I also feed it internally with a good food. So it would always keep me in a right track, or the right
Yeah.
state of mind. Because when you go all day long and you're sitting eating bacon and pork and oil and butter all day long, and then you gob it down with just so much more alcohol, or
Mm.
all of these drinks, Coke
Mm.
and Pepsi and all of that, it doesn't really allow you to want to think about you being a well and healthy person. So
Mhm.
everything
Mm.
works. Your eating habits and everything changes as well, which I love to help people, because I've done it for
Yeah.
all these years.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. And I think when you said you walk like literally, you are one of the people that genuinely live and breathe what they say to people. And you genuinely take care of yourself more than anybody else that I know, from a whole inside outside perspective. And I always ask
Oh,
people that come along to talk about their values and how they can ensure that they are living and breathing their values, because fundamentally we have to create our business on our intrinsic values and things that really mean something to us. So what would you say your core values are as you build your your wellness coaching business? Because I think I can see how they lived out, but I just want to hear from you of like what are your core values that you've taken with you to build the pivoted business of the wellness business?
it's the love, which
Mm.
is always there. I
Mm-hmm.
cannot do a thing without love. I mean, my husband was out yesterday all day long, and when he was coming home, I was tired and I had a very heavy day myself. And I thought, do I want to cook? No, I don't want to cook. And I just said, no, 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 no. You don't go to the kitchen with this mentality. You are going to cook for the love of your life. You are doing the service. I always say, I don't want to give service. I am the service. And I
Yeah.
said, you want to walk into that kitchen to cook, being the service that you love to be, that's being the service that you want to get. So I
Yeah.
just sat and I took a few deep breathing in, and I said, okay, we're going in the kitchen. And it came a lovely chicken last night. you know,
Cooked with love.
is love and service.
I
I
love it.
want to make people feel good. I want to make people feel like what I feel in this day and age. I have clients that they are in their 40s and they feel like they're in their 70s. And
Mm.
they are doing a disservice to them. And that is what I love, to walk with them to, this is, it's a mindset. It's a changing of a mindset. It's a
Yeah.
changing of, I don't never believe in putting anybody on a diet. I said it's a matter of changing eating habit.
Yeah.
Diets have never worked, they will never work. I was 200 pounds weight myself when I originally left. I'm originally from Iran, and I was 20 years old when I left Iran and I went to England. So I went to England being 200 pounds, and I was, what was I, 5'5" height.
Mm.
I mean, I was humongous, and it wasn't doing me any service. And for that matter, I don't ever believe diet would work. It was the mindset, it was the shift in my
Yeah.
mind that to this day has stayed with me. So it's to have that incredible amount of love and
Mm.
be wanting to be the service.
Yeah. I love that. And that's so powerful for people, isn't it? And I think coming into an environment where they can feel vulnerable to get that kind of help and support is just really powerful. So if you were looking back at young Fari, with all this knowledge and experience that you have now, what advice, what piece of advice would you share with her?
I would tell her, don't say yes just to be accepted. Don't say yes just to be loved. That's what I did wrong. I hurt myself immensely, physically, emotionally. I just had my knee replacement and I'm due for another one only because I didn't know how to say no to my martial art teacher, who was also my boss. And my stitches best open on a video shooting for him. I got nothing out of it. I would say absolutely speak your mind up and do say no if that's what makes you happy.
Yeah. And that advice, saying no, if it doesn't make you happy, can be applied across everything, can it? Because how many times, especially when we're young, we don't know any different and we say yes because we think that's the right thing we've got to do or we have to do. So I think that whole say no piece is a great piece of advice for anyone looking back.
I've got a strong feeling, it's not written in stone, so I can't say it's the rules, but I've got a strong feeling we are all, don't shoot me, people who say, no, they never did it, but we are all born in ways to be somewhat a pleaser. This is what we've been fed from childhood, to get the attention of our parents and our surrounding. We become a pleaser so they don't hurt us, or they give us more of this and they give us. And some people like myself, I love what Oprah Winfrey once said. She said, this ease that is called pleaser, that she also has it, and she was saying this is disease that we carry with us, and then we make it so much bigger and it becomes a disease. And that's what I had with me, of not wanting to upset anyone or hurt anybody's feeling, but then I hurt myself. And today, that's my massive message to everybody. Don't do it just because you want to be accepted. Don't do it if it doesn't suit you. Respect yourself and teach the world to respect you by claiming your right. Always. One thing I didn't do earlier.
Thank you so much for sharing. I love listening to you speak, Fari. I always feel like you've got such wise words and so powerful. So for the people that have come along to see you or watching this on replay, if they want to learn more about you and follow your journey and come and find out more about what you do, where should they come and find you? Where do you hang out mostly?
I am on LinkedIn, Fari Transformation. And I'm also on Instagram, same Fari Transformation, but I am more focusing on being on LinkedIn. And I think wise people are on LinkedIn.
I'll tag you in the comments anyway, so people can come and find you.
That's lovely.
I know when we chatted before, you've got a resource to help people that's on your LinkedIn, so I'll put the link to your free resource as well.
I have a freebie that it says from destruction, self-destruction to construction. And I am about to have another one that is to do with the breathing, which I just noticed a couple of days ago when my client called and was gasping for air on the phone, and we're just breathing with her, how much it calmed her down. And I also wrote an article which got published by Tiny Buddha last January, and it's to do with when you're hurting, when you're suffering, when you have challenges in life. Some people don't like to hear the name of pain, so you say challenges, you say obstacles in your life. I happen to be suffering from, I got late in 20s in London, I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and obviously still there. But that's what I wrote about, and very many other things that came in my life. And Tiny Buddha loved it, and they published it. And another magazine that we're getting into, but I won't say it until it's done and I put it up. And yes, that how I learned through my spirituality to
Yeah.
turn this pain and this agony of being in pain and all of that, how I turned that into my gift today.
Yeah.
How I'm taking this instead of feeling this, oh, poor me, oh God, why me? Why not somebody else? And I
Mm.
said, why not me?
Mm.
What is the lesson in there that I need to learn from and I need to share with others? And because of it, it has allowed me to help a beautiful young girl at the age of 42. She'll be 50 this year with MS. I've helped people with cancer, twice going through the same cancer within 6 months apart, and the other one, many cancer people. And
Mm.
that is just that it's a massive mindset that how you turn this monster of physical disability that comes to us,
Mm.
how can we become friends with it and turn it into our gift?
Yeah.
So
Wonderful.
also on my LinkedIn that you're welcome to post it again. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'll put all the links to your page, and people can go and have a look, follow you, check your stuff out, and find out and follow your journey. But thank you so
Definitely.
much for coming and
Well,
sharing and chatting with me, Fari.
thank you for giving me the opportunity. And yes, I'd be happy to help
Oh,
everyone that
thank
loves to
you.
do my wisdom, if I have any.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, my darling. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.